To say I found Asteroid City confusing would be an understatement. To put it plainly, it went right over my head. I have watched the film one time and honestly, I barely get the point of the film at all. I read a few articles and it is supposed to be about how humans deal with grief and chaos. To that effect, I think the film doesn't say something new, at least for me. Also, aren't all films about human grief and chaos at this point? Let's talk about Wes Anderson's style for a bit. Satyajit Ray's tribute was nice, someone who's ignored by Indian audiences. The presentation as a documentary about the play offers possibility to tell contained little vignettes which are charming but offer no extra context or depth to the assumed main story of the play. I don't understand what it does for the film. Also, the play never really feels like a play. Wes Anderson has a way with colors and composition that makes his story feel like a visual novel or a folk tale. Here it feels like that, but not a play. Hilariously or horrifyingly enough, the style has been recreated to death by AI. I think the saturated pastel visuals and composition mimicking two-dimensionality lends itself particularly well to be recreated by AI. The writing style also for me didn't work. The characters just tell you how they feel, even when they are not supposed to. Like Scarlett's character in the play is supposed to be this quiet, bottled up person, but she plainly puts how she feels into words. Maybe it's because she opens up around the photographer, pun intended. That was a really bad joke. But for the type of story, I don't think it works for me. Two films that really do work for me are The Grand Budapest Hotel and The Royal Tenenbaums or Tenenbaums. Tenenbaums. The format is highly stylistic, but it makes sense for the setting of the old hotel, and it also has a story of like a murder mystery and a strong plot. So the stilted dialogue doesn't have to lift the character's emotion alone. Also, there are a lot of scenes that are just not dialogue and still convey the emotions really well. The concierge is shown as a lonely man. The concierge or Ralph Fiennes' character is shown as a lonely man, not just told. And his outburst for the defense of his lobby boy is powerful. Royal Tenenbaums is just a slightly stylistic and charming family drama. The dialogues are not stilted, and only few characters speak like robots. It also isn't presented like a perfectly captured play, which allows you to connect with the emotions better. Wes Anderson's current style works best in short film about the meditating yogi and the gambler. It's supposed to be a folk tale or a short film. We are not really involved emotionally to these characters, nor is it required for the story. We are just spectators or listeners rather, listening about this great story or watching the story from afar. We don't really care if Benedict Cumberbatch's character lives or dies. We just are in for the ride. There is almost no character growth aside from maybe the main character and the Dare Me kid. The latter just all of a sudden expresses why he tells people to always dare him, and that's that. I bet this is a great film for die-hard Wes Anderson fans who I used to believe I was one of, but I didn't get it or it didn't connect with me. I would love to see something more like the Royal Tenenbaums or the Grand Budapest Hotel, as those are some of my most